Hi, my name is Jen Hand. Thanks for tuning in and watching. And today we're going to be talking about what does feeling fat mean. So think about your life past couple weeks, couple months, and how many times have you said, I feel fat, or I'm having a fat day, or you look in the mirror and you think, oh, I'm so fat. So there's so much meaning behind these words that we don't really pay attention to. And a really important concept is that fat is not a feeling. So because we've heard it so often and we've said it so often, we've come to think of fat as a feeling. And it's not a feeling, it's not an emotion, it's not something that is, that can be categorized as a feeling or emotion. So we take all of our negative feelings, all of our unprocessed thoughts and emotions, and bundle them up into I feel fat. It's really almost too overwhelming to process some things, especially when you're not aware of what type of emotion you're feeling. So if you're waking up, you feel depressed, you go to school or go to work and you're just anxious and not happy and seem really antsy and discontent, or something's going on in a relationship that you're unsure how to solve, or something in your family is just kind of awry and you're not quite sure how to proceed or move forward with it. And sometimes these situations are just too overwhelming, and we encompass them into one sentence and one sort of tangible concept of the feeling fat. And that phrase really becomes a catch-all for all of the negative emotions that we're experiencing. So think about the last time that you said, I feel fat. Was there something else going on in a relationship, in your family, just within your own body? Maybe you were just unhappy about something or not feeling like yourself, and you kind of turned that into saying, I feel fat, because you weren't quite sure how else to process those emotions or process what you were feeling. So when we kind of package up all of our unprocessed thoughts and emotions into this phrase of I feel fat, it then becomes an easy problem to be fixed. So if fat and food is the problem, it becomes an easy linear solution. So we say I feel fat. We then think, okay, I'm going to go exercise. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to restrict my food. I'm going to, limit my calories today. So because we're not quite sure how to deal with some other situation or situations in our lives, the food and the fat becomes an easier way to deal with it. So essentially fixing the food or fixing our weight then becomes the easy solution to thoughts and emotions and feelings we don't want to own and process ourselves. So we've somehow convinced ourselves that fixing our food, our weight, our body is much easier and will be the magic solution to all of our problems. So, we have this relationship problem and this family problem and this work problem, and we're a little bit depressed and anxious, and all of these, financial woes, whatever the case may be, you have some or more, all of these problems, and all kind of swirling around your head, and you don't feel very concrete, and you don't feel like there's a linear solution to any of them. So that kind of translates into weight and body. Weight and body is very black and white. You think you can not eat, you can over-exercise, you can control your food and body, and then that will fix the problem that's encompassing all the other things. So it's really important to start to be aware and to catch yourself. Every time you say or think, I feel fat, ask yourself, what does this mean? How do I feel in these areas of my life? Am I feeling lonely? Am I feeling like I don't have enough friends or enough going on in my social life? Am I bored, anxious, stressed? What's going on inside? So every time you think that thought of I feel fat, take a step back and really ask yourself what's going on, because identifying what else is going on will really start to let that feeling subside within you. It's also important to note that a lot of the intangible situations or feelings that we deal with also translate into I feel fat. So it may not be a relationship or a work problem, but something less tangible. So not feeling good enough, not feeling acceptable, self-hatred and self-torture, not meeting your parents' or society's expectations, or doing things that you feel like you should be doing. Comparing yourself to others, that's a really, really quick way to then turn internalize what you're feeling, jealousy, she's farther along than I am, those types of comparisons into, oh, I'm not good enough, I don't match up, I don't measure up, and then turn that into I feel fat. So being aware of the less tangible things, might not be a problem with your significant other, but it might not be, you're not feeling good enough today, you're not feeling acceptable to yourself or to someone else. And it's also really important to remember that it's okay to have feelings and situations that you're really not sure how to move forward with or not sure how to process. There's so many uncertain situations and uncertainties in life, and having those problems be there and working through them as they come up, working through situations that right now may seem overwhelming and not able to be processed, but taking baby steps to really start to make that more tangible and make that more easily solvable. So we often, jump right into the I feel fat and then fix our weight and body and food issues because it's a lot easier for us to wrap our minds around. So giving yourself permission to really have areas of your life where you don't feel like it's something tangible, something concrete. Life isn't always linear, so allowing yourself to, and telling yourself it's okay to have these problems, and that you'll work through them step by step and as they come up, will also allow you to move out of that immediate reaction of I feel fat into actually addressing the situation that comes up for you. So hopefully those tips help, and that explanation of what feeling fat really means is helpful. So just try and catch yourself next time you think that or say that in the mirror or say to someone else, take a step back and really start to examine what's going on inside, because fat is not a feeling. So remembering that and really being honest with yourself will help you move forward. So thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you watching, and check out my website, jenhand.com, for more information and updates. Thank you.